All right, chat, let's get down to business here. Tonight we have a lot to do, a lot to discuss. Try and get Ball State back on track after a couple of seasons worth of stability in tier number 10. Unfortunately, stability, while it was the goal last year, wasn't exactly the ceiling that we could have hit. We could have gotten promotion last year, but unfortunately we choked. Again, in terms of National Signing Day, though, we only brought in 13 people, but the vast majority of them are impact dev, and we have our first star dev player in the defensive tackle, George Ishmael. So I'm excited to see, number one, what the hell chat's going to rename him shortly, but also to see just how well he does. Now, I did go through last night and do the boring part of the position changes. We could talk about a couple of things with said position changes and how this works out. First and foremost, our quarterbacks for the year. Again, we do not have the training camp results yet. I've moved the kicker, Baby Shark, over to quarterback just to see if we can get some kind of crazy offseason development. He's going to get cut anyway, so it's fine. We need some running back developments. Badly. Wideouts. As you can tell, we've moved around some running backs to wide out and vice versa based off of speed and catch ratings. We need some good development here. Like, we're going to have the same issue of a pretty severe lack of offensive weapons. And I don't know how well that's going to work. Shout out to Endo. Shout out to Endo. Endurance. Well, you might hear again on the Tukey Steak podcast if we start that back up. That depends on how shitty the NHL wants to be. Was I one of the 10? Hell yeah. Of course I was. Endo with the primer as well. 43 months. How the hell have I put up with you and have you put up with me for that long? That's the question. Endo, thank you. I appreciate you. My goodness. To finish the point real quick before I forget, right? Finger guns. Yeah. Offensive line. Depth right now. Not great. Probably the weakest it's been. Also, James Lang, who was a tight end, we moved to the offensive line because we needed more depth. There's a couple of players here on the defensive line that could technically be moved to the O-line. I'm just not sure if that's what I want to do. That includes Cradley Blooper. Also, Wyoming No Touching. So technically, we could have, if the glove doesn't fit, and Dwayne the Rock Lobster as our starting two defensive ends. But is it worth potentially impacting our depth at defensive end to potentially improve the O-line? I don't know. I don't know. Right? We'll see. We'll see. And actually, since Kyrie Mangum will probably get moved, let's move Lang over to the left. Never mind. That lovely glitch again. Mr. Clubber Lang, let's move you to be that backup left tackle, just in case. So, I don't know exactly what I want to do with this roster. I was hoping to have my mind made up. Defensive depth, though, as you can see, is pretty damn good. Like, defensive tackle, it's getting better there, thankfully. And then the linebacker depth is also relatively strong, especially in the middle. And corner is where we are especially deep as a team right now. So, a couple of those defensive linemen we could move to the O-line. I don't think it's totally necessary. But maybe it is the right choice. Because again, the two starters would be these two, and then the 78s would stay and develop better as the backups. But these guys would probably end up being backup O-linemen. I think we're going to leave it. We're going to hope for a good amount of player development here. Oh, goodness. And hopefully this team will be in a good spot moving forward. Need to get the position glitch changed. Yeah, I mean, there's some things about overall in the game that I saw. Position changes. We only got 951 XP. We are spec'd more into recruitment now than off-season development, so that doesn't totally surprise me that we might not see the same level of upgrades. Let's see what we have here. So at quarterback, wow. Clipboard monitor got jumped by both Sir Action Jackson and Dr. Doofenshmirtz. So, clipboard monitor, you have lost your job. Also, the kicker went from a 29 overall quarterback to a 53. That's not bad. Probably won't be good enough to ever see him get a start, but that's really not that bad. So, fair play there. Fair play to him. So let me check one thing really quickly, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the team. We are showing up, by the way, as an 80 overall, which has been a rarity. I think that might even be the first time that's happened for us. I think. Running backs. Well, it's the Big Show, who has switched from wideout to running back, is at least a 70. Okay, it's not amazing, but it's okay. Our fullback, Harvey Sandy, is going to be playing like an 81. Wideouts. Not the best. Not the best at the wideout position. Tight ends, also not the best. Okay, man. Offensive weapons, we're still struggling a little bit. But the offensive line, Cankles, you, and Lang looking good. Holy shit, Meat and Skeet went up to a 77. Jesus. Oh, we definitely got some off-season development. Our O-line depth is that... Man, this guy's got 93 fucking speed for an offensive lineman? Jesus Christ. He is only 5'11". His name is Sprinter, too. I shouldn't be surprised. We actually got some good off-season development. That looks all right. Defensively... Turns out Cradley would have been pretty good on the O-line, but... Defensive end... We're looking great in that particular position. Defensive tackle, we're looking a little bit better. It's still not amazing, but looking all right. Linebacker, Jordan Allman, Speed Walker Hips, not bad. Middle linebacker, still looking very strong. Def Leppard drummer, actually, a pretty big improvement. He was a corner before, or a safety. And then my mom signed me up, Snack Harlow, and Yam Time. Okay. Secondary, Ballhawk State lives again. Goodness gracious, the amount of interceptions we could have this year. You'd love to see that. Safety, Alex Moran at an 85. Makachow at an 80. Technically a 78. We are still going to live or die off the strength of our defense. Jordair Jets up to a 73, and Booge is up to a 75. The Budge. Okay. Okay, you know, I mean, I'm still pretty worried about our offense. Our offense has been kind of at a similar level the past couple of seasons, while our defense has typically been our weak spot, but that is proving to be reversed now, all things considered. No joke, in my UNLV Dynasty, I took a one-star guy named Jazz Story, basically for his name, 50-60 ET. I moved into defensive end, he comes back at a 69, now he's starting as a junior at a 76. It's, dude, the way players can develop is awesome in terms of the position changes. We only have to cut 2 players. The first is the other sophomore, Hide Your Couch, JD is here. We know he's gone because of a lack of kick power, and then the other... might as well be clipboard monitor. Third string. Might as well have Distraction Jackson as the third string. We'll keep this... I mean, it could be Baby Shark. But if we cut Baby Shark, that will mean we probably need at least 1 quarterback this year. Technically not, though. We'll cut old Baby Shark. See if he can get a spot somewhere else. So just like that, we're good to go in terms of the cuts. Now to set up the conferences for this upcoming season. Season. So coming up from independent status, James Madison heading to Conference USA to replace Eastern Michigan. And UTEP is going down for the New Mexico State Aggies. So let's make those two change. Really weird. Oh, that's why the ad school's over there. That makes sense. Divisions. I was gonna say, why the hell is the ad school over there? It's because of the divisions. It all makes sense now. Just move over Eastern Michigan and UTEP for New Mexico State. Beautiful. And then promoted as champions of this conference, Mid-10 heading to the MAC to replace UNLV. So that is the brand new Conference USA, including the national champion, Troy Trojans, which I still cannot believe. We went from beating them in a bowl game the year before to them winning the goddamn national title. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so now add New Mexico State to the list of teams that we need to try to outduel. Not easy. Not easy at all. So then with the MAC, San Diego State promoted as champions. They'll be heading to the Sun Belts to take over for the Yukon Huskies. From the Sun Belt, Nevada. Won that conference last year. They'll be taking over for Michigan State. The Spartans, not quite crushing it. Still more of a basketball school. Here's what happened with a max injury slider. I'm not, because I'm sure it would be a disaster. I am not. That sounds awful. The Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns moving to the Mountain West to replace Washington State. So, success for the Cajuns. Shout out to Free Falling. Tom Petty. 47 months for Free Falling. Thank you very much for that. My goodness, my goodness. Free Falling, how the heck are you tonight? Thank you again for the year's worth of support now. My God. My God, my God. Closing in on another one, too. Woo, sorry. Woo. SWOUX. Woo. Let's see. We have in the Mountain West the Oregon State Beavers moving to the Pac-12 for Georgia Tech. Shout out to Overrider J on the Prime. Overrider, thank you very much for that. And you got me at a time where I'm trying to make sure I don't make a dumb mistake. But believe me when I say I'm appreciative. Thank you for that. Welcome in and enjoy the dumbest collection of emotes on this platform. As I've said before, I play this game way differently now compared to NCAA 14 just from watching you. I'm so sorry I've ruined these games for you. I'm so sorry I've ruined these games for you. That's not a good thing. I play these games differently. That's probably not a good thing. Let's see. We got Arkansas for Mizzou. Arkansas for Mizzou. And then from the ACC, we got West Virginia, Mountain Mama, taking over for Minnesota, the Golden Gophers. Every time I hear Taste of Biscuits, it's the catchiest goddamn song ever. Like, I discovered that song when I was in high school. It was a revelation. See, Nebraska moving up to Tier 2 to take over for the Louisville Cardinals. Louisville. And then heading up to the top tier, Wisconsin. In your mansion in Wisconsin. We head to the SEC and send down Texas A&M. All right. So that is every conference change. You didn't know they had internet back when you were in high school. Fucking got him. Jesus Christ. Didn't have to kill me like that, did you? So I do wonder. Conference USA. 10 conference games. Can I drop it down to 8? Am I allowed to drop it down to 8? No, it goes back to 10 no matter what. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do then about that, weird week 16 glitch, huh? I don't think there is anything I can do about that, which is, what Muted was telling me. It appears to be the case. Is cornbread a brownie? Probably? Probably. People just keep trying to discover brand new things to be like, ah, yes, is this a sandwich? Is this soup? Like, I mean, it's not brown. Clive, I hate to tell you, humans often call... Humans often don't give a fuck what color something is. They'll still just assign a word to it. So why does a brownie inherently have to be brown? What if it was like a white chocolate fudge brownie? You know? Is pizza roll an Italian gusher? Yes. Pizza rolls are Italian gushers, correct. Brownie inherently has to have some form of chocolate. Now, see, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. So if I cannot drop that down to 8 games, then, yeah, there's pretty much nothing I can do about that Week 16 thing. Nothing I can do. Unless we promoted up an extra team, but then that would be 14, 14 the match has been changed. It's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's move. Let's move. Let's move. Give me more cowbell. Give me more cowbell. Get me copywritten on Twitch and YouTube, goddammit. Alright, so obviously, we're going to have to rename some players, but before we do that and decide the schedule, I want to decide a recruitment board for this year. We'll also go through the red shirts. Of course, we know a lot of people are going to sit out this year. Including Terrell Rambo. We'll see what his new name ends up being, but he's going to be out for the year. The 2 freshman running backs will sit out. We'll sit out the freshman tight end. Harry Mangum on the O-line. I mean, you guys know the deal, right? Like, we always sit out the freshmen. Always sit out the freshmen. Get that extra year of eligibility, and hopefully we don't piss anybody off, but... Granted, knock on wood, we've been pretty fortunate so far with not having players transfer out. Shout out to Doofenshmirtz. Wabba, what's going on, man? Since when are you up this late? Go to bed. Go to bed. Shout out to Wabba. Twitch.tv/Wabba Plays. WABBA Plays. My daughter got into Phineas and Ferb, which I missed out on that show. I have never seen an episode of it, but I have heard it's good. So fair enough. Okay. Our recruitment board this year. Our board. What are the team needs for this year? First and foremost, apparently we need a quarterback. Apparently we need a running back. Apparently we need 3 tight ends. Jesus. We need 6 offensive linemen, allegedly. Defensively, apparently we need 9 linebackers. How do I always need almost double-digit linebackers? And then... we need 7 defensive backs. Let's go cross-reference that with our red shirts that we just applied and see how much of that is actually true. So we don't actually need a QB. We'll still have 4. Definitely don't actually need a running back. We're fine there. Tight end. I would say 2 tight ends because, yeah, we do have 2 seniors. So 2 tight ends will be necessary. The O-line, let's drop that down to needing 5. Need 4. 3. 3 offensive linemen's not bad. And then linebackers. We are actually going to need quite a few linebackers. And apparently quite a few. Okay. Well, we have a bit of a problem. Allegedly. And that is that we need some offensive firepower. But apparently our biggest team needs are in defense this year. Right. Good thing is running backs and wideouts always take the longest, but we'll start off by looking at players that are interested in us by default. Pretty much the way we always start off. That way it would take the least amount of time to lock them down. And hopefully there's a good amount of crossover with the positions of need. A lot of defensive tackles. I'm gonna say a lot of tight ends. Ignore the JUCO if we can. We actually have a lot of players interested in coming here this year. A lot. That's just the offense, and we have 35. Wow. Okay, well. I wasn't expecting that. The good news is our coordinators are spec'd pretty heavily into recruitment. So it won't take long to look at these guys and to see if anyone's a gem, if anyone's top-notch, so on and so forth. Liamon is better. Karl Dragisevich. Only 63 speed. We'll take him out. Kentrell Downs. Bit too slow. Good pocket passer, but a bit too slow. James Maker. Okay, so there is a gem QB out there. 87 throw power. He is a bit slow, but the gem's not bad. And then Tony Rossi. Also not that bad, but obviously quarterback wasn't a huge need. If we're going to focus on anybody, and you know what we'll do here is mark down for quarterbacks. We have Rossi, and I gotta be honest, I already forgot that other quarterback's name. Took his name off our list a bit too fast, but that's okay. We'll at least mark those down as players to look at later. Running backs. Ronnie Gentry, 90 speed. Not bad. Not a gem, but pretty good. Xavier Grimm is a gem. Okay. So at running back, we'll mark down Gentry as someone to remember. For now, though, we need the space on our board. Matt Gato. Where's Jotto? 90 speed, though, for this guy. Take him out and hit the back button too many times. Speed, power back. Yeah, let's not get excited. We shouldn't be too quick to forget what happened last year. Thanks to fucking Missouri. And Xavier Abel. Alright, so we are definitely looking at James Mager. Mager? I don't know. And Xavier Grimm. The two fullbacks. David Sandland. Nothing special. And then what does Jamari Cobbs look like? Also nothing special. Look at the defense. I know we need the defense as a primary, but I gotta be honest. I'm worried about these skill positions offensively. That's why I'm looking at them first. 93 speed wideout Connor Odrick. That's an immediate scholarship offer. Kilian Balo. 88 speed, yep. And then Devontae Ames, you know what? I'm just gonna trust that you're decent and send you a scholarship offer right now. Again, we do have the need on defense, but we need some skill position stuff as well. So let's figure out the custom schedule for this season. And we will also rename our peoples. So that brings us, I don't know, YouTube-wise, there might end up being a bit of a weird cut there. We'll see what happens. That brings us to looking over all of the new names that we have, including our new freshman quarterback, Jesus Shuttlesworth, of course. And the other freshmen include defensive end Slab Omit. We also have Not So Tall Jones at defensive tackle. Defensive end Mikhail Bullshorts. Defensive tackle, Thad Castle is my dad. Trademark. Defensive tackle, H&P. Whatever the fuck. And other defensive tackle, State from Jake Farm. Not to mention right guard, Michael Scott. Left tackle, LOL. Running back, Quindarius Zetaguchi. Center, Dr. Pepper. We already talked about Jesus Shuttleworth. We also have tight end, Steiner Math. And running back, OEA. Which I'm not sure if that's OEA or like a Randy Savage or Roman Reigns tribute. I'm not sure yet. But thank you all for the renamings. Danny, good to see you, by the way. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Do I remember the commercial of Sting beating up a kid in his own living room? I do. It was a Sprite commercial, if I'm not mistaken. Got the Sprite. So really quickly, if we look over this team, I was tempted. Budge is still a kicker, yeah. I don't know if we have anybody on this team where I'm like, this person is amazing, and we absolutely need to name them a captain. Most of this team, they are out to prove themselves this year. Yeah, there's not a single name I'm seeing. You know what? Mike Emical Romance, he does deserve captaincy. He had a great year last year. Look at that Platinum Robber, Platinum House Call. We're going to give Mike a captain spot for this year. He deserves it. Is there a point to captains in this game? Kind of, but not really, but kind of, but not really. Made a great name. Danny, save it for next time. Shout out to Paulie, by the way. What's going on? We also... And 5-star. I'm going to name him a captain, too. He had some big interceptions last year. He is, in fact, a 5-star in my heart. He is, in fact. At corner, terror in your face. I mean, let's be honest. Most of our captains, the guys that deserve it, are on the defensive side of the ball. The vast majority of them. AJ Hawk Tua had a 2-interception game last season. He's getting it. He is getting that captaincy. And then at safety, Thad Castle also deserves a C for now. There we go. We'll see if anybody else can earn one throughout the year. For the moment, though, we do have to set up our depth chart. But it is worth mentioning, again, the custom schedule that we have for this season. Chat elected Air Force and Central Florida as our 2 non-conference games. But let's figure out what this depth chart's going to look like this year. So we'll auto-reorder. Out of the gates, old Doofenshmirtz is the highest rated quarterback on the team. He does not have the best throw power. That goes to clipboard monitor. It's tough. That's tough to say. You know what? We will give old Doofenshmirtz the chance. Based on his abilities, we'll give it a shot. All-State Raptors just went undefeated in Div 8, lost the conference ship to Sam Houston. Dude, Sam Houston always gives me trouble, too. Did off-season training position changes happen? Yes. Or at least I did it off-stream, but I talked about it at the very start, Barzy. So, I think we're good. We'll trust the quarterbacks in order. Running back situation is still a little bit scary, but we'll see what happens. Big Show will be the starting running back. Fullback, we're fine. The wideouts, again, offensively, we are hurting a little bit. That is for sure. Yeah, it's about the best we can do. Tight end wise, we know that old P-tier Griffin absolutely sucks at catching the ball, but we'll let him stay. We'll let him stay. Mike has a solo entrance at the back of each home game. Welcome to the Blackberry, right? Okay, we got our 2 left tackles. That's good. Left guard had a lettuce. Fine. I think we will, for the most part, start off with the highest rated dudes in each position. I don't think there'll be too much to change. Left end. There's no way we don't have more actual left ends. Prophecy, yes it is. What the fuck is going on with the overall sorting? That is bizarre. It's in reverse order now. Except for Rock Lobster, who's at an 84. That is really weird. Huh. Well, I've never seen it do that, so we're going to have to be apparently especially careful on defense to make sure our top players are actually in. That is really, really weird. I have not seen it do this before. Mills has been dealing with that glitch. Interesting. First time I've seen it show up, too. Really, really weird. Oh, we are stacked. Right end. Defensive tackles. That should just be everybody by default. We have a shitload of defensive tackles. A shitload. Tita War Cheeseman. Leading the way. I know what the DTs. Linebackers. Let's make sure this is set up the way that we want it. I'm having to deal with this glitch. Did Mills find any? Okay. That's only for defensive ends, though, because linebacker, it's back to normal. That is weird. Have you run into a custom schedule glitch? Yes. If you change your opponent once and then go back and try to change it again, it will glitch out. I normally just back out, discard changes, and then go back in and it fixes it. If you're talking about that particular glitch. It does this and then resets the depth chart after almost every game. Oh! So there's a really good chance I'm just wasting my time right now, is what you're telling me. From what you're telling me, there's a good chance I'm wasting my time. Let's hope that's not the case. And if it is, then, well, fuck it. We'll deal with it. That's what happened to me. Yeah. Bit of a pain in the ass, Danny, but at least you know what to look out for now, right? Corner, not the fastest in the world, but not bad. 68 awareness. Let's get Nickelback in there instead of, I can't believe I'm saying it, instead of AJ Hawk-Tua, who's going to be a special teams specialist. Okay. Kicker's good, punter's good. Kick return, an 89 for $1,000,000. Not the fastest, but he does have a good return rating. We'll have to hope that that counts for something. Long snapper, all that's good. Named him captain, doesn't play. Hey, Matthew Slater was a crucial part of the Patriots' success. So, yeah, he was the team captain. He was a special teamer. Power back. Oh, that's fine. I think we went 5-7 last year, if I'm not mistaken. So not the craziest season, but also not the, not the worst. Could have been a lot worse, actually. Let's see. Rushing left end. Make sure we got actual ends in the mix. Let's go with Cradley Blooper. He's a crucial part in videotaping the other team's play calls. Damn right. Don't act like you're a fan of Eddie Guerrero. And then when someone lives by Eddie Guerrero's mottos, you don't like it. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I don't care if my team was... oh, they were the best cheaters. Good. You're gonna cheat, you better be the best. And by God, they were the fucking best. Other people wish their teams could cheat as well as the Patriots did. Fucking wish. Anyway. Hi, Texie. Alright, there we go. Depth chart. Good to go. For the season. Schedule set. We know we have a lot to do recruitment-wise. Let's head to week 0 for the 2030 season. As we already get locked out for a tight end and a right tackle. 2 right tackles to be specific. So. Didn't they spy on the Jets, though? Probably. Was Pascal signing with the Flyers for 9 years, $51 million, the worst goalie contract in recent memory? I mean, Rick DiPietro, but that was injuries. And then people would have said Sergei Bobrovsky prior to this past June. So, all about context. All right, so James, we know we want to put some points on you. We want to put some points on the running back. Memphis has been relegated 6 years in a row. Jesus Christ. Div 5 to Div 11. There's free fall, and then there's, like, free fall. That's insane. All right, let's see. That's good. And then Devontae Ames. Gotta check you out. He's not that bad. Not that bad. 2-10 with an 83 overall team in Div 10. I don't get it. There has been talks with this game about overalls being glitched out for teams. So that could very well be a factor in why a team like Memphis looks like they're struggle busing all the way down. They might not actually be as good as they are. We need 2 tight ends this year. So let's start investing some points on these guys here. Let me see if I can find the post from Twitter earlier in regards to the overalls. That'll help with context. Let me see if I can find this. I gotta skip through a lot of Tim Wall's content. I don't see it there. Maybe I put it in my bookmarks. Don't see it in bookmarks either. Fuck, who shared it earlier? Was it Mills? Looking. I cannot find the post from earlier. But essentially, people were comparing teams that had players of similar overalls. One was like an 82 and the other was like a 76. So there's some debate about how overall is deciphered in this game. I did not mean to back out of that. All right, so we got the tight ends that we're targeting. Tackles, we lost out on a couple. Again, we do need some old linemen, not nearly as bad as defense, but that's okay. Moses Hecker. 78 strength, he's gone. Was it Bordeaux that posted it? See, I thought it was Mills, but maybe it was Bordeaux. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it was Bordeaux. Thank you. So yeah, he posted this saying overalls mean nothing. So this was a San Antonio Roadrunners team. You notice the high-end overalls that they have, 89 to 83. 89 overall, 87 offense, 91 defense. And then here's Western Kentucky, 87 to 82, 76 overall, 75 offense, 77 defense. There's certainly questions about what's going on with that and how you explain that, and I don't have the answer to that right now. So, let's see, really quickly, we still got some hours left. DeMarco Sharp, 76 strength. I don't even care if you're a gem. You're going to get bowled over. Speaking of Boudreaux, Tyrone Boudreaux, 85 strength. Some points on you. And then Greg Cassell. 79 strength will take you out. Okay. All right. That is it for recruitment for this week. We're obviously not going to be able to get everybody that we want, but we're working on it. Locked out for a right guard that we haven't looked at yet, so that's fine. Can't be upset about it. Maybe he was good, maybe he wasn't. Again, we start off our year against Air Force. Really quickly, let's go back over to guards. We have Greg Pepper. 75 strength, get out. Jeff Gillikin, 87 strength. Definitely look to get him involved. Zach Mondo, Mondo Burger fame, 84 strength, that's okay. And then Princeton Ricks, also with 84 strength. At center, Nate Wilbur, 83 strength, no gem. Braden Subert, 77 strength, get out. Walter Sams, 83 strength, no gem. Niles Tobias, we'll have to finish looking at him. next week. So definitely having to take our time here, but that is okay. Our first game of the year. Again, we start off with non-conference opponents. It's our old pals, Air Force. We are 5 overall points better, supposedly. Our defense rocking an 82 overall. You know, obviously this isn't a must-win game or anything like that, but this is the team's first opportunity to prove that, one, we're going to be somewhat competitive, and two, to prove that we might have some offensive punch. Skirbius, you missed the rest of the offseason? You're in time for week 1. All right. Let's see what the boys can do. A lot of pressure to prove themselves this season, especially on offense. Oh my God, hide your couch. JD is here, went to Air Force. The punter that we cut is playing for Air Force. Good to see him get off the couch for once. All right, up 10-0 at halftime. Not the craziest offensive output, but our defense, rock solid so far. 17-3. 19-3. Heading into the fourth quarter. 22-3. Ladies and gentlemen, Ball State might be back.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
One game, one win. No touching. Over the Air Force Falcons to kick off this season. Dr. Doofenshmirtz, player of the game. Very nice. Very, very nice. We didn't have to go 3 years in between a no-touching victory. Good win, gentlemen. Lights out defense. Lights out. Let's go. 320 yards of offense. We have had so few 300-yard games in the past couple seasons. 237 passing yards. Our third down conversion rate fucking sucked. No turnovers. We had the zone time on them. I think we were just more efficient with the ball when we did have it. Yeah, I mean, Doofenshmirtz, 77% completion. 1 touchdown. Not bad. Rushing-wise was okay. 2-3 yards a carry is not great, but receiving-wise, the lone touchdown for Heidenreich. That's not good, though. 4 sacks in a game, 2 of them allowed by our left tackle. Oh, cankles. Cankles. That's not a good look for you right now. We got to their quarterback 5 times today. Holy shit, AJ, what's going on, man? Well, you told me what's going on, but you get the point. Also, our field goal kicker missed 2 attempts today. Longest was... Oh, where did you miss from? Missing from beyond 50. Okay. Let's put that up here for a moment. Let's put that up here. First and foremost, first bit of business after that game. Do we have a backup left tackle that can play? We do, and he's a former tight end. I'm going to give him a shot. James Lang. We'll play you in our second game against UCF, which much tougher competition, but that's okay. Aside from that, of course, we have the auto sub rate being pretty high. That way, if someone's tired, just next man up. Get someone in there at full fitness. But schemes and playbook. We still have the multiple D, which I do prefer. Because, you know, I'm a bit of a slut. But again, we have the middle linebackers. We have the defensive tackles. We want to take advantage of both of them. Our offensive playbook is set to spread option. It does technically fit how our team plays. But the other thing I wanted to check was the edit coach stats. Because you have these sliders here. Now, I toned down the offensive aggressiveness to hopefully not have us... Now, this wasn't last year either. It was the season before, and we still did well with this. If on 35 we're still going to have our kicker attempt 50-yarders somewhat routinely, we might as well just bump it up and say go for 2 a lot. Right? Not that we don't have a kicker that can do it. But maybe we go full Dan Campbell. Maybe not full Dan Campbell, but a little bit closer to Dan Campbell. Offensive aggression should control how often you go for it. 4th and short, stuff like that. Field position. Bump that back up to a 50 for now. Get a little bit more aggressive. We're still going to be kicking 50-yard field goals on conservative settings. Then screw it. We might as well just say get aggressive. It might suit our team a little bit better. All right, we are in first for a couple of players, which is good. Our contender status has dropped to a D- despite the win. Our fullback is a senior, so I'm not upset about it. Does anyone run veer and shoot? Did you like it? I mean, I have a couple of veer plays in this playbook. They're not the worst. I do prefer outright RPOs. All right, so we got a couple of bye weeks here. Again, quarterback, we're looking okay. Take that extra 5 off of him because we do still want to scout pretty heavily. Finish looking at the centers. Niles Tobias, 83 strength, and Spencer Goldstein, 77 strength. Okay, so for the O-line, we needed 3. 84 strength, 84, 83, 83, 83. Okay, so you know what we'll do? Later on, we'll mark down Wilbur, Sams, and Tobias as players to remember, but not players that we're going to target immediately. We will focus on these 2 guards that we're less excited about, but, you know, we can invest some points into for the moment. Not upset if they don't sign here, but... Warrior, congrats, by the way. Big step to get to that point. Congrats. Now the fun, I'm just kidding, the fun doesn't begin. Let's see. Now, defense. And anybody that's interested in us, we will talk to them first. Damn JUCO linebackers. Holy corners. Well, this is good news, at least. We do have a lot of players that are interested in coming here. Perfect. We're right back up to 35. I gotta do now, snag us in. Wait, nice. You figure out how you're gonna go about that? Let's see. So we're slower at scouting defense. So we have Colt Cashman. Not a gem. Gordon Jordan is a gem. All right, Gordon. Well, we will immediately put you on that 55 points. It is true. This guy's a big boy. Has a great name, too. But Gordon Jordan, that is more of what we're talking about. Beautiful. Got 2 months, so no rush. You're going to want to get that solved sooner rather than later. That is my recommendation. The words of Scar. Be prepared. All right. A couple of the linemen bailed. A couple of the defensive players also bailed. 1 more bye week, and then we get into the incredibly busy schedule. Unfortunately, Jeff Gillikin, Mondo are out. Rix is probably going to Northwestern, so we're going to take him out too. That means we are going back to those centers that we looked at earlier. Wilbur, Tobias, not Tobias, Wilbur, Goldstein, and then Sam's is gone. So we'll focus on these two. They are not the best. They are not the best. But we at least need somebody else kind of in the periphery here. Broderick Leamon. And actually, with Jordan, we can drop him down to 25 now. We got that initial points rush on him. 125. Mr. Broderick Lemon. What do we got for you? Is a bust. Okay, well, we'll get rid of him then. Defensive tackle. Dreisbach's already out. We have AJ Rashad. Also a bust. Shit. And then what about Colin Allegretti? He's not bad. We can kind of hang around a little bit. Devin Cadu. We're not going to be able to fully scout you out this week. Yeah. And the natty. Dude, slow down. Too much progress. All right. Do that extra bye week. So again, week 4. Toughest opponent on the calendar this year. The UCF Knights. As we get locked out for some corners, members of the secondary that we haven't gotten to talk to yet. That's about right. Yeah, the UCF Knights. They are 2-1 overall. And this will really be the big test to see how good we actually are. If we're any good, really. So Mr. Cadu. What about Sammy Minor? Hold on. So Cadu, no abilities, no mentals. 84 acceleration. Isn't that the best block shedding and tackling in the world? And then Minor, 84 acceleration. These guys are mid, man. Dravon Yusuf. Some decent speed on him for a linebacker, but it's not great. And then Sam Hart. Good speed on him. Decent starting zone coverage. Decent. He's not bad. We do need some linebackers this year. Quite a few, in fact. He's not bad. Let's start at kind of an initial talk with him. And actually, let's... 5 points is fine. And then corners, we know we're going to have a couple to take out. So still going for the quality over quantity approach. We'll see if I live to regret that. But at least we do have some players we can get that might be able to make a difference.